Hi guys, welcome back to another Darkest Dungeon episode. We have some new buildings to check out. Well, Sanitarium is a building that we will have to use a lot later on. Some good tactics actually revolve around using it early on, but it's the same as before. If you're using the optimal tactics, then the Sanitarium will be really good, because these things which treat negative quirks are cheaper the lower level your heroes are. So usually you would have tons and tons of gold, and when you choose your true parties you would just go in here and treat their negative quirks. And there's this thing that happens, if I can find it, this. When you send heroes on missions, they have a chance to lock in their negative quirks, which makes them like 4 times more expensive to treat. So it's either a good idea to do this early on, or simply leave it for late game. And medical ward is usually extremely useful. When we get to diseases, you'll see why.
Trinkets and charms gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth.
Nomad wagon is usually ignored. There's simply no point in buying anything from it, like ever.
At home in wild places, she is a stalwart survivor and a strict instructor.
The survivalist offers us camping skills, and it has some uses. Usually when you want to set up your team for longer dungeons, you start using the survivalist more. For short dungeons this doesn't matter at all. For medium dungeons it's okay-ish, I suppose. That's that from new buildings. Let's see who we have here. Do we need any of these guys? Not really. No. I suppose we could take the Vestal and just fire him later. Her, I mean.
Sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
Because for my final team I am going to only use one Vestal, which we already have. We can't upgrade anything, it's okay. We have to start treating our stress. I suppose she can go on one more. Yeah, now we've unlocked all the other areas. I believe the tactic I at least think I'm going for is unlock the Ruins boss and unlock the Cove boss. Well, boss is really tough, so I want some blacksmith upgrades for that one. And the Warren's boss I want one specific trinket for. And a specific class which I don't have any of. So for now we're going just do the same thing we did last time. Both of these seem good actually. This we actually don't want, at least not right now, so Cove it is. Who do we have for Cove? I actually have 2 party members I plan to take to the Cove, at least later on. Let's just quickly get their skills up. That's okay. this one. This one. She has exactly the perfect skills we need. Oh well. That's fine. Let's just rearrange this. I like to keep my skills ordered. Yeah, he doesn't matter. Alright. Now you guys get to see another area of the game. For this one we want shovels. We want a few medicinal herbs. Skeleton key. And 6 torches. Please remove the torch, come on. Yeah, that's it. Every area is kind of tougher than the ruins, so we'll see how it goes.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares. They must be flushed out.
Well, scout on the first turn is always okay. Well, this is kind of the easiest composition I suppose we can get. The thing in the coves is we actually want these fish guys dead. Or at least close enough. However, this is also useful. But he can't kill him, so...
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
%, eh? And there's a ton and ton of bleeding going on, so that's why we have the Plague Doctor with us. I mean, this one bleeding per turn is really not an issue, but later on
Continue the onslaught.
there's some seriously massive bleeds here. Which I suppose you will see when we get to that. He has 8, 4. That's fine, he's dead. So...
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
This is some quite useful things. Yeah, now we do not want to use this key anymore because we are saving it in case we get to a secret room. So I think we just open it. Yeah. Yeah, and you always get more items if you use the correct item on an item. You can get anywhere between, I think, 0.25 to like 3 times more items. This is a more serious enemy pack, as you can see. The worst enemy pack we can encounter is actually 4 of these guys. They practically always go first, and they have tons of damage and tons of crit and dodge and speed, and I suppose they're the worst basic enemy in the game you can actually find. And we really do not want any of them to survive.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
This is probably one of the toughest areas in the game. I mean, it depends on your team composition and the way you play, I suppose. To me personally, the weld is the hardest one. The Cove starts being interesting later on, at least for me.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
No secret rooms, eh? Never lucky.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Oh. So we have to beat 100% of the room battles.
The light gains purchase. Spirits are lifted.
Oh man, the madman. This guy can show up in, I believe, any of the dungeons, and his thing is he has retarded stress damage dealing abilities, but he can drop one of the 3 unique items which only he possesses. The drop rate is like 3%, so I don't think we'll ever see it, but it's worth noting. Nice. Well, this guy is a problem. This can happen as well. He has the ability to guard someone, he gets plus protection, and every attack we throw at him actually gets redirected to him. But that's why we have ways of circumventing this. And he is the last one we need to kill, actually, because he's tough as nails. He has 58% protection, like we barely scratch him with our attacks. And of course we want to minimize the damage we take. Now this is a tier 1 enemy which already bled us for 2 damage, which means 6 damage. And he's not even the strongest one. Like I said, this really starts getting out of control. Yeah. So this marker actually reduces his protection. Not really why we have him in this composition, but useful nonetheless. However, his thing is that when he marks someone, his attack actually gets twice as strong. Or it deals double damage if you want to put it that way.
Be wary.
What is
Triumphant
this?
pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I'm actually not sure. I suppose we can open it.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike. Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Oh man, this comp again. No. I'm actually not really worried about his stress dealing stuff because he's actually weaker than most other enemies which deal with stress. However, this fish is Jesus Christ. Two attacks and he's dead. It's crazy. There's literally no way we can out-heal. We can't really out-heal one of them, let alone two.
The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
Well.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken. Obliterated.
12 food.
Horrors
We spent
brought low and
one
buried to the
hunger.
mud.
I suppose we can heal him somewhat. Yeah, and the limit is 4 food per champion per corridor, I believe.
Trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood. Another mariner,
Right.
another misfortune.
That's one shell. That's 2 hunger procs.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Ah, this is okay. We already dealt with this a few times. Although now that we actually have the proper skills we want, it's going to be even easier. That's 1-1.
Devastating blow.
Wow. 3 damage across the board. That actually hurts. Nice. I mean, I say nice, but it's kind of crap. Really.
Prodigious size alone does not
Yeah, and when the enemy dies from blight or bleed, he does not leave a corpse. So that's something to consider as well.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
This holy water gives us plus 3 bleed resist. I mean plus 3 all resist for 3 rounds. But the round counter actually ticks down as you're walking through the corridors. So it's not really as good as it seems. Oh man, surprised, nice. I don't think it will make a difference, but nice nonetheless. The thing that can actually happen, and actually happens a lot, is that when you surprise these guys, especially later on, is you do not manage to kill all of them. For example, you kill one and you leave 3. They, on the end of their turn, I mean on the end of your turn, they get to attack you. They focus one guy, and since they have superior speed, at the beginning of the next turn they focus that same guy again. This is usually how heroes end up dead later on in Coves.
Victory nonetheless.
So when you actually surprise these guys, you have to make sure to at least kill one and CC at least 2.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
I mean, at least we got tons and tons of loot, so... And we're not done yet. Wow. This is like 7th or 8th battle. Crazy stuff. This guy you do not want to leave alive. I'm not sure is it on his first turn or his second, but he explodes and deals massive damage to the rest of your party. I think it's his second turn, so you can leave him alive for 1 turn at most, but he has to be dealt with as soon as possible. Nice. We're lucky with surprises, I guess. And he really hates Madman. I approve. Since our party is quite bad at the moment, we can't actually deal with the backline. Once we get our designated party members set up, this will actually go much smoother. Resist, I'm actually surprised none of the fishes managed to crit yet. Surprised and relieved, I guess.
quakes.
This is actually an awesome first run in the coves. And I do believe it actually showed how tougher the other areas can be. I mean, we did kind of almost die in the ruins. But we had much more dangerous opponents here. And many more of them actually.
This expedition at least promises success.
But no secret rooms.
At last, wholesome marine life can flourish. If indeed there is such a thing.
We got almost 10k out of this one. This is actually extremely good. You can expect this level of loot actually on medium plus dungeons, not on short ones. Well, let's not gamble with him then. Oh man, Cove Adventurer, nice. And she's actually our #1 Cove party member. That's awesome. Well, that's not, because she does not use melee skills. But I mean, we don't really want to use her to any serious capacity either.
Share with you the terrible wonders I have come to know.
I believe this episode has gone on for long enough. I plan to make my episode between 20 and 40 minutes, I believe. 40 tops, 20 minimum. I just find that length to actually be enough and not too much. So, with that being said, I shall see you again next time.